Hello, Greeley. Here is the quick preview for tomorrow, January 6th City Council meeting. As always, you can attend in person, you can watch on GATV 8 or join via Zoom. The meeting will start with the normal formalities and then move into citizen input. This is where anyone can speak on topics not scheduled for a public hearing. There are no public hearings this particular meeting. And council members can also share updates after that of any new ideas they have, things they want staff to look into, stuff that's happening on boards and commissions. So the big part and pretty much all of this meeting is in the consent agenda. This is the part of the agenda where really impactful items can get approved in one vote unless a council member chooses to pull them. Some of them, not such a big deal. There are a couple that are a little more big and I hope get pulled this meeting. So first off, the minutes from the December meetings will be finalized. They will be voting to cancel the February 24th work session because that's the night that the special election will be for the Cascadia Catalyst zoning. They have a resolution to fix the special election ballot language. Apparently there was a typo that needed correcting before it went live on the ballot. And then they also will be approving official posting sites for information for public meetings, which will be the City Hall lobby as the secondary to the website. They will be voting on a resolution to appoint the city clerk power to appoint election judges. Sorry, that got wordy. Because it's such a short time frame, usually city council can decide to appoint the judges, but they're going to give this power over to the clerk if they choose to vote for that. Then they are voting on a resolution to add $108,000 to the budget for Wingway at the airport. What they are doing is they're turning a rural street into a full urban street. I think this kind of signals intention of further development out there. So it will include lighting, drainage, ADA sidewalks, ramps, all of that. There is a resolution to approve the Island Grove Master Plan contract, which can go up to $382,000 that they will pay the firm that will be doing that plan. And then there's also another contract that they will be voting to approve for S&P rating services. So this is a company that will do an analysis of how the catalyst bond debt is going to affect Greeley's credit rating. That $230,000 will pay just for us to look into it as an unofficial credit score. And then they did say that if the bonds get issued, then 40% of that will be applied towards the second analysis that will need to be done once we have the bonds. Okay, here's where things get kind of messy. They will be voting on a resolution to adopt the 3-mile plan. This plan is basically a future plan for lands that Greeley would like to annex into city limits. This one includes Carestream, which is the old Kodak property. It is interesting to note that Windsor actually borders this property 99%. Only 1% is bordered by Greeley. And Windsor asked back in April for Greeley to not do this, stating that it violated flagpole annexation laws, basically because Windsor covers all of it. I also find it really interesting. This Carestream property was bought by Martin Lind, the same Martin Lind that wants to develop Cascadia Catalyst, owner of the Eagles, for $3.5 million, I believe it was. And then he bought that in June of last year, sold it last month for $15.6 million to an AI data center. So I just thought that was interesting, his name popping up there again. But he made major profit on that, and he had said that he wanted to sell it fast because of the high level of risk involved in holding onto the property. From there, the other ones aren't as big of a deal. We have them finalizing the earlier vote to deny the historic landmark of City Hall. Once that's signed, they can actually look at demolishing it. They are doing an annual renewal that allows Greeley to issue federal revenue bonds. They're updating floodplain rules. So Greeley is just going to modernize its floodplain code to match FEMA and state standards, and it will help prevent developments from increasing flood risks for neighbors. And then the last item is budget adjustment. So they would just be adding funding to the 2026 budget for the special election so that that's accounted for $350,000. After that is then just the city attorney signing off on things and the closure of the meeting. So I think the biggest one to me is really this annexation plan, the 3-mile plan. And the fact that Windsor sent a huge thing months ago asking that Greeley not do this. And City Council, if they voted for the consent agenda without polling it and agree yes on all of these things, will do what Windsor has already asked us not to do, and they claim actually goes against statutes. So I will be at the meeting either in person or virtual. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I will definitely be in attendance, and I will do a summary after. Hope everyone's doing well, and we'll talk soon.